Hi everyone, Dee from Turtle Dove. How's everyone doing today? I'm here to do a little bit of a whip and chat. I'm working on this beautiful Peacock and Rose diamond painting, which I reviewed a while back from One Day Saving. So I'll just show you what I've done. So I finished the bottom right hand side. I just feel a loose drill. Now where's it gone? I guess I'll find it later. Here it is. Now I've been having a bit of trouble with this canvas, not a lot, but we'll see how the rest goes. As I'm leaning on it, working on the roses, some of these drills are coming off. Like here's another one. Like I have a letter symbol A come off here and the S. But we'll see how we go. There's another one. That's probably the ones that I've just got. So I've noticed in some parts it's really sticky, like that, and then other parts it's not so sticky. See? Really sticky, not so sticky. So I don't know if that has anything to do with it, but we'll see how the rest of the canvas goes, and if I have trouble with it I'll email them and let them know of any problems. But I can't really tell until I've completed the whole canvas. But so far it is looking beautiful. Look at the feathers. There is a lot of ABs in this. You know how I like my sparkle. I'm going to see how the roses go. I don't think there's as many ABs on the roses as there are on the peacock feathers. I think the peacock feathers are the main point, so they've probably added more to the feathers than anywhere else. But even here you can see all that sparkle. It's absolutely gorgeous. But I just hope it's not going to be too overwhelming, which is funny for me to say, because as I mentioned, I love my sparkle. So we'll see. I am enjoying working on this. I haven't been doing a lot the last few days. I'll tell you why in a little bit, but anyway, I just thought we would do a little whip and chat so I can work on the roses. Last time I worked together with you on the feathers. Now, let me just pull this washi tape aside so I can remind you of the design. There we go. So I've just finished that bottom corner of the feathers and I'm just working on those roses, the bottom corner. So I have a fair bit to go still. So I'm going to turn this around and readjust the camera. I am drinking some hydrolytes. Excuse me while I took a sip. Okay, so let's readjust and zoom you right in. We'll be working on this big rose here. I have white ABs, so I'll be doing a little section there. I wanted to save that little section to do with you, and I'll be doing the orange centre rose in this sort of peachy colour, and then I'll be working on the symbol E, which is this beautiful red. So let's get the camera organised. Okay, so I'll be doing symbol, oh actually it's not 7, it's a tick, and that is AB3865. Let's get some on the tray. This is the most beautiful white AB. Isn't it beautiful? And using this pen again, which I'm loving, I'll just get some wax. And there's only a few here, but I wanted to do that together with you. There we go. It looks really nice on the roses. Seems to be sticking down okay. There is one place that it didn't, but I think that was my fault. I mentioned in an earlier video I think I dropped some drills, and yeah, the glue just stuck too well to it, and I probably took a bit of the glue off with that one little area, but it was just covering one symbol. Yeah, we'll see how this canvas goes. I think what I need to do is use my little roller and push them down well as on top of that, so I might, after this session, I might do that. Let me put the timer on. I always like to do that so I'm not too long in the video. So that's all there is on that symbol left in this area here. There's some over here as well, but down the bottom, but I just want to stick to this, the areas I showed you earlier on that one big rose. So let's do the centre while I've got the camera where it is. And pour some of those peachy coloured drills down. Yes, so I have been not well over the last week. It's as I film, it's a Thursday, and last Friday, almost a week ago, Friday night, I had some fruit. I had some red papaya late in the evening. I tend to just eat fruit if I'm hungry late at night because I don't normally like to eat late. But anyway, I was vomiting all night long and into the morning, and that stopped. I had the horrendous headache, and then I have been visiting the bathroom over 20 times a day since. So I'm thinking it was a food poisoning because I did not feel well after eating that red papaya. I bought it about 3 days before I ate it, just letting it sit there and age a little bit so it softens just a teeny bit more, and it tasted fine, but I just started going downhill from that point on. There was just something about it, I think. So my daughter seems to think I have COVID, but I have been tested 3 times now and it's come back negative. So she apparently, a year ago, when her family contracted COVID, she had the same symptoms, was good for 1 day after a week, and then she got the respiratory symptoms, and that it wasn't till then that she tested positive to COVID, so I don't know. Otherwise I'm feeling good, it's just that I can't keep food down. So if it continues, I'll be seeking medical advice in a couple of days, because I just worry that I'm not absorbing my medication like I should be. But yeah, we'll see. But I mean, sorry if it's a bit too TMI, but that's what's been happening. So I haven't been diamond painting a lot. I recorded a review because in between I feel fine. feel a little bit tired and giddy at times, but to be honest, that's nothing really unusual for me, so oh goodness. But anyway, in between going to the bathroom, I'm drinking a lot of this electrolyte, or hydrolyte I should say. This one here, what is it? Boost electrolyte. And they're the effervescent tablets. These are very expensive. Well, actually I got 40, so I got 2 tubes for $10. That was half price. That was at Woolies, but at the chemist, the one that I had previous to this, can't remember the brand, but you get 3 tubes, but it costs $30. So, very expensive being sick. So that's my story for the week. Nothing else much has happened. Let me just check that I've got the right 3, 2, 1. Yep. Now I'll be working on the red sections here, the symbol E's. Yeah, so every time I eat, within 2 hours, everything goes straight through me. So I think I've lost almost 1 kilo, which is good. I can do with losing more weight, but okay, let's start on the top here. Yes, so I've just been staying home, not doing too much. I did put some straw down over my little veggie garden that I've got outside. I've got about 5 strawberries, some chives and some lemon balm. So just before the heat I thought I would mulch that, so I did that. Just been doing real little things. I did clean the house Monday in between all the drama. Oh dear. And of course now my voice is going. But other than that, I'm feeling fine. So I just thought there's not much else. I don't want to do anything too physical. So I thought I may as well do a WIP because I've been wanting to do this for a little bit. I'm waiting on a couple more products to review from a couple of companies. And that probably, maybe one might come tomorrow, but it probably won't be till next week. And I have a couple of videos sitting, waiting to be uploaded. Because most of the time I'm a week behind. So I will record a week ahead of myself, is what I'm saying. So that one's more of a orange toned red. And there we go. Don't want to zoom too much closer in because it starts blurring. I think 2024 my goal will be to get a new camera or learn to record on my phone. Or both. So that if one breaks, I've got something else to rely on. Because when I do reviews, when I receive the products, I'll try and record as soon as I can within either that day or the next, and have it uploaded to YouTube quite quickly, just so that things don't build up for me, and then the last thing you need to do is be stressed. And I think the companies like you to record the reviews for them reasonably quickly. So yeah, I like to get that out of the way when I receive those. It's always exciting. I've got a couple of Halloween themed products coming in, which will be fun. Now, this symbol here, there's an N in red right next to the E, and so you've got to be careful. I found that with a few symbols, the background colour's the same, and I think it was the S and the E, or the S and the A, that I had trouble with as well on a darker background. Some of them are just too similar. But just make sure you have good lighting and you're not doing this when you're too tired, which I have been known to do. Okay, let's shake this. Oh, before I added the mulch, going back to my garden, before I added the mulch to my little garden bed with the strawberries and things, I cut the chives down and I cut some of the lemon balm leaves off, and I dried that last night in the oven. I'll just quickly show you. Actually, I will show you now. So I got 2 jars of chives. They took a bit longer to dry. I just put them in the oven. I don't have a dehydrator, which I really need to get, but I just put them in the oven on very low, probably 80 degrees Celsius, and yeah, it took a couple of hours to dry. Just every 20 minutes I check and just move them around, so they taste really yummy on mashed potato. And this is lemon balm, and the naughty insects like this plant, so a new flush has come up and I cut them all down before the insects got to it, and these didn't take long at all to dry. This was probably half hour. They can burn easily if you're not careful. So I had my first cup of tea this morning with a bit of lemon. And honey. So that lemon balm's not overly strong, so it's always nice to squeeze a little bit of lemon in with it. Okay, let's zoom you back in now I've shown you that. Okay, what are we doing? We're doing the E. So yeah, that was fun to do. So I've just been doing little projects here and there. I've still got to mop the floors. I haven't done that yet. Monday's my cleaning days and I did everything but mopping the floors. I still haven't gotten around to doing that just because I'm lazy. But I have to give myself a bit of a break because I haven't been 100% well, so I think now working on that one and that one. Yep, you're still in range. Oh, I'm finishing these quicker than I thought, so we can do another colour. And sometimes the way my overhead lights here, I've got 2 lamps on just to make it easy for myself, but sometimes it shines too much. There's another A, or there's an N, and there we go. There's an N here in red. There's an A in a pinky red and the E in red. and they're all very similar and next to each other. So you've got to be on the ball and concentrate. Okay, that's all the E's in this section here of the rose. Zoom out again, and I think I will do number 6, symbol 6. So number 6, where is that? That is number 38. And it is this pretty pink. So let's do that. I think I mentioned in one of my last videos, I want to start another cross stitch too, so start in the middle and work around. Yeah, so I might start a couple of cross stitches. I always say I don't want to do that, but they're only small, and that way you can get different WIPs instead of just being bored with the same one. Not that I do a lot of WIPs. I might end up doing another one on this one because it's so big. I think this is only about a third of the size of the whole diamond painting, the canvas. This is a pretty pink. I don't know why, I like that when other content creators show you close up the colour of the drills. It makes me feel like diamond painting. So yeah, I've been doing a lot of diamond painting on video and not so much cross stitch. So yeah, I thought, I'll start another cross stitch. And I have started another beaded cross stitch ornament, which I'm well into, and I still haven't gotten around to doing a work in progress of that one to show you, but I just haven't been well over the last week, so there's nothing worse than having nausea though. It's so debilitating. I remember hubby and I went to New Zealand, and actually it wasn't New Zealand, sorry, it was a cruise we went on to the South Pacific Islands about 7 years ago. It was quite a while ago. But I got seasick, and the whole time I felt like I was on the verge of being sick, and it was not nice. And I took preventative medication, the same type of medication that you get injected with if you're really sick and it stops. Well, I took that in tablet form a day before and it didn't work. So suffice to say, I won't be going on a ship again, on a cruise, because it spoilt the whole time. The only time I got good was when we would stop at port and have a few hours on land on one of the islands, and I just start feeling good again, and as soon as we got back into the deep sea, the sickness just showed its ugly face again. So yeah, there's nothing worse than a toothache, and there's nothing worse than feeling nauseous on one of those people that after surgery they give you pain medication, and I always get sick from it. Yes, I don't have a very strong tummy. I used to get car sick when I was little, but it didn't help that both my parents smoked, and they would smoke in the car with the window down a tiny bit, so my siblings and I were breathing that all in, which wasn't good, and that didn't help at all to the car sickness. It's once a month we would go and see my grandma, who I call Oma because my parents are German, and they lived the other side of town, so they lived an hour's drive away, and I used to dread that part of the trip, the drive in the car, because one, I got sick anyway sitting in the back, but two, it was made worse by Mum and Dad smoking in the car. That was in the 70s, so smoking was quite a thing back then. A lot of people smoked in the 70s. It was very fashionable to have a cigarette in your hand and mouth, believe it or not. I remember Mum, a picture of Mum, I think she went to, it was Christmas time and they went to a work do, and she had that wig on. It was like a, I think you call it a beehive. It was a beehive wig. Wigs were big back then too. And she was holding, she had this fancy cigarette holder like the movie stars did back in that era, and she was posing with that in her hand, and I used to always admire that cigarette holder because it looked really fancy, and with her beehive wig on she looked a bit like a movie star herself. But yeah, smoking was very in back then. That would have been early 70s, I think. Entertaining was big back then too in the 70s. I've bought a couple of recipe books from the 70s at second-hand shops, and I can relate to a lot of the recipes then, and there were a lot of appetizers because people did entertain a lot back then. Appetizers were a big thing, so it's interesting to look back. I remember one childhood meal that was cheap, because I grew up, you know, in a middle class family. I think sort of lower to middle class. Don't think we were upper middle class, but we had a pretty simple home. It was 4-bedroom because we had 4 kids. Mum and Dad had 3 girls and 1 boy. So, but I remember we always had fairly cheap meals. One of the meals, you'll probably cringe at this. It was pasta, just now I don't know what you call it. Was it penne? It's like a tube. It was bigger than macaroni. But Mum would boil that up and then drain once it was cooked. And then she would put some sweetened milk in the pasta with cinnamon, and that would be a meal. We loved it as kids, but looking back at it now, I just thought, oh God. Oh my goodness, some of the things we ate. And being from a German heritage, my parents both German, they loved their sourdough and meats. So we had a lot of lunches were like a ploughman's lunch with cheeses and meats and things and gherkins. Until the sandwich makers, the toasted sandwich makers came in, and then that was a big thing. That was in the late 70s, I think, when we bought our first, we call them toasty toasters. You put your ham and pineapple and cheese in there, or whatever fillings you want. Oh, I better have another sip. I don't like to drink it too fast because I don't want it going straight through me again, but you've still got to rehydrate, don't you? And don't worry, I washed my hands very, very well. The bathroom is my new best friend. Now, how long has it been? Let's just check. We're on the 24 minutes, and I've been talking 5 minutes before that. So, about 30 minutes. So, I might just do a little bit more. Oops, need some more wax, I think. I'm going to choose my next colour and show you, and then I might leave it there. Oh, come on, what's wrong with you? There we go. And just a little bit here. Well, that's almost that rose done actually. Just a few colours that I've missed. Yeah, I'm looking at the symbol sideways here, so it's just a couple here I'll do while got the camera there. Hopefully, oh no, I think it was just out of shot. Okay. Okay, I'll zoom out and show you the rose. Yeah, just a few that I've missed. Move that right out the way. I don't want to knock those drills everywhere. But that's the rose. See the ABs down there? Beautiful. I don't know if you can see the white ABs, but I will show you nice and close when I've finished the whole diamond painting. Try and show you in the sun as well so you can see, but it's going to be very pretty. Just got to finish these little buds as well. So I will continue finishing this corner and then I'll be working on the middle section of the painting. So, okay, I may as well just finish all the sixes in this area off camera. But thank you for spending some time with me, everyone. And do like and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, if you enjoy watching me. Look after yourselves and we'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.